coffee. There's a lot of things, just normal things in our lives that we really could record and should record. And it's like we were, what did we had the exercise-induced asthma
we were talking
discussion.
about that.
And as far as going through the hell of having to deal with coaches in school, which makes children hate exercise.
It does. It does.
Because it brings back trauma.
Yeah.
And
it hurt. It hurt because you couldn't breathe, and you get the stitches in the sides because you couldn't fucking breathe, and it'd be like...
Asthma runs in our family, and it's like my mother who refuses to use her inhaler, and she'll get in the car, and it's like...
Yeah.
And it's like, you didn't use your inhaler, and it's like, no, I didn't. Why not? Why the hell not? But the rest of us, it is called exercise induced, which means that when you have to, like running was horrible. I think that's the reason I liked weightlifting, because it doesn't cause that. Oldest kid definitely had it.
Yeah.
You had it.
I didn't have asthma.
Well, yeah, it's exercise induced.
Well, yeah,
that's
but
what we
like
were talking
I was never
about.
diagnosed.
Well,
with
no.
it. I never got the inhaler. I wanted the inhaler, and I never got it because no one ever wanted to. No one ever thought to do that because I didn't say shit about it because I thought it was normal.
I thought it was normal too. That when you're running, that you get these horrible stitches in your side. You can't breathe.
I didn't know.
You think you're going to pass out.
I didn't know to complain because I was like, okay, this is normal.
Well, that's because coaches sit there and they're like, oh, you just push through it. You're just being weak. You're blah, blah, blah.
You look like a lard bucket in a 10-gallon hat. Well, you know about running. You get up here and you run your ass about 10 laps.
Right. And more running. When you're already hurting, you feel like you're going to pass out and all that.
Yeah.
And it was years, actually it was just a few years ago, that I understood that you're supposed to run on the balls of your feet. I don't. I walk and I run the way I walk, which is heel and then toe. And apparently that's not the way that it's supposed to be. And poor little kid, he and his brother's feet are flat as boards.
You want to know how I run? This is how I run.
He's telling truth.
I got fucking flippers for feet, man.
They have no arch. None.
Where the fuck I got gypped.
I have
I got monkey feet, man. This ain't funny.
I look like I have an arch until I stand up and it goes away. So that's not good for the runnings.
I got monkey feet. I don't want to hear it.
It's okay because you're all right. There's other things that you can do. Yeah, well, you, as far as when you were in dance and stuff, you didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I do.
Not really. Your problem was you didn't want to practice.
I was
a big, little youngest kid, and I'm going, plie, baby, plie. Yeah. Because you took ballet for what, 3 years or more?
Yeah, and I low-key regret dropping out.
He refused to learn the jazz and or hip-hop dance style.
I should have.
It's all right. You were a small child. You went on to other things.
I should have.
But how coaches, and it's like, I think there's got to be a bit of sadism in people that goes into being a coach. They do.
Okay.
So these are discussions that we have off camera, which has absolutely nothing to do. We, honestly, how we are on camera, this is just us in daily life. A little more reserved.
Yeah.
You can't see the flailing about and the facial expressions. But there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Oh, and there seems to be a shortage of Stratera. That's what the pharmacist told us.
Stratera.
Oh, God.
That's my medicine. That's our medicine.
Absolutely. And it's like,
I'm gonna have to borrow from you. I'm out.
More black coffee, more Monster energy drinks, because the stuff
I could live on
calms
those.
us down. Those with ADHD, the caffeine calms us down.
I could live on those.
The
Easily.
black coffee?
Fuck your coffee. I'm talking about the Monsters.
That's why I be sipping the
Or
coffees
energy
throughout
drinks
the
in
day.
general. I really like that 3D energy drink.
Yeah,
whatever.
but you can't. Honestly, that is a lot of caffeine, and you're not supposed to drink more than like 3 or 4 of those a day. Some people that are really sensitive to caffeine, that or may not have, or may have an undiagnosed heart problem, that can cause them some serious shit. Yeah.
I'll take the risk.
I'd rather not. What was it? You drank one of those triple shot.
I was agitated.
What was that?
I was agitated. I was pissy because I was not only like hopped up on 3 shots of caffeine probably, and then some.
Yeah.
I was also horribly cramping because I am lactose intolerant and it had cream in it. So I'm like, I hate everybody right now. Fuck y'all, y'all girls with the periods. Yeah, us lactose intolerance, we get you.
It was a matter, I think one of those, I threatened you if you ever drank another one. It was that severe. So
You try to be in pain that much, it's like,
you act like I don't have lactose intolerance. I've learned
it's like,
there is
ow.
there is a digestive enzyme for people who are lactose intolerant. It's a dairy thing. This is why I try to encourage you. Take one of those or 2 of those before you consume dairy.
You don't always have those on hand.
But you should.
And it's like,
You should have those near you. Yes.
I want to be lactose intolerance free. Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry, but that is a genetic thing. It is. You don't get...
I'm infected.
No, you're not.
I'm infected.
You just learn to work with your body.
Genetics.
Just learn to work with your body, not against it.
Repo.
Yes.
Did you miss that reference?
No, I just ignored it.
How dare! Don't you wake
23 years I have learned the art of ignoring. Yeah.
I am offended. I
My
am.
job here
I
is
am
done.
taken aback.
If you are
I am
offended, I've
dumbfounded.
done well.
I am. The fuck is wrong with you? Damn.
Parents, you learn. It's a matter of survival.
Survival.
It truly is. You can understand.
Survival.
You can understand why some animals eat their young.
How
You really can.
dare? How dare?
Now, the actual story for today, it's on the weekend. This will come out on the weekend. Not that many people watch on the weekend, so we do weirder stuff. Weirder.
Derp.
Yes.
Derp.
This is from Daily Star and is by David O'Dornan and Mollie Quirk. What a cool name, Quirk. I like that.
It's a little quirky.
Yeah. You know that she's taken hell and then some.
I just did it. I just did the pun. A little quirky.
Yes.
Little quirk.
Yeah. October 22nd, 2022. And says rock legend Brian Johnson, of course he's the lead singer, has been for quite some time, of AC/DC. Just legendary group, has revealed how he was freaked out by the ghost of a First World War soldier. I mean, you wouldn't think of Brian Johnson as, I'd say they have caused some nightmares for some parents.
Yeah.
And it says that the singer was in Australia's Territorial Army's parachute regime before finding fame with AC/DC. He was on maneuvers during a huge military exercise in Germany when he saw the spirit. Brian said he had been placed on sentry duty by his sergeant when the scare happened. He recalled, quote, "I lay on my belly looking at nothing, and after about 30 minutes or so, I started to drift off, and then out in the dark, I could see something. What the hell was it? It looked like a milky white soldier from the First World War with a helmet on. With an outstretched hand, it felt like it was asking for water or help or... And he says, holy shit, was that a ghost? Because AC/DC, they talk like we do. And he says, I turned away and splashed some water over my face to clear my mind and eyes.
I was like, oh shit, I saw a ghost! I saw a ghost!
I turned back again and oh shit, it was still there.
What the fuck?
It says, he continues, that's when I ran as fast as I could back in the direction of the squad. The sergeant said, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
I told him I had just seen a ghost. He grabbed me by the armpit and we went back to the scene of the haunting.
Oh
there was nothing there and probably never was, but I still had another 90 minutes by myself waiting for my new friend to come back, end quote. That's pretty cool. It's like
he saw the
awesome.
damn ghost and he got dragged back.
Absolutely.
Damn.
Welcome to the army. And it says in his new book, The Lives of Brian, he tells how he was in a group called Geordie at the time, but took on the TA role for extra cash to buy music equipment. He added, quote, I was singing in a band one week, and the next I was in Germany with a rifle. The inside of the aircraft at night was a ghostly smog-like color, the color of a really bad dream. It's like being in a tube of noise, the smell of bloody hell, end quote.
Oof.
So that would be a hell of a... You know, a lot of these rock stars and stuff, we don't think about them having a life outside or before they became famous. Mm-hmm. I always liked, Brian Johnson. Now, I was a huge Bon Scott fan. Loved him. And the music of AC/DC during the time of Bon Scott was incredible.
Yeah.
And then when Bon died, and I think it broke everybody's heart, and Brian Johnson came as the front man, and they did one of the smartest things that they ever could have done as a group is that they sort of developed a new sound. They did not try to make him be like Bon was. And,
hell yeah.
Back in Black, that was the album that they came out with after Bon died. Awesome. And they've been kicking ass all these years. And yes, I've heard people say, well, all the songs sound the same. Yes, and they're all kick-ass. That's the reason. They got that formula. It works wonderfully well.
Uh-huh.
And I think they said that at this point, Brian is, he's 75.
He's 75.
75.
Dang.
Yeah. And they still going strong and still love them. And oh my God, they were one of these groups, even before the Satanic Panic.
They stirred controversy right from the gate.
Oh yeah. Yes, because you had on you had Highway to Hell.
Of course. Because
all that controversy sells, folks. It sells. And then you had Angus Young on the album cover with his little devil horns.
Nah.
And I can't remember all the different things that they said that AC/DC stood for. I have heard hundreds of them over the years, so it's surprising they don't come to mind. But all the lyrics and stuff like that, and it's hyperbole,
Hyperbole.
It really is. It's not like they're sitting there worshiping Satan. They never were.
Right.
And it just, of course, as the age groups, a lot of those people that were griping about them have died. And so those of us that are aging are sitting there, we get it. And it's like, it's just, they weren't serious about some of this stuff. Mm. Yeah. So lots of these people's... You like AC/DC pretty good, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't look at me funny when one of their songs comes on.
If they come on, I don't bitch about them. I don't usually go out of my way to listen to them.
Right.
But sometimes I do.
Because
I have to be in a mood for it.
Yeah. Well, it's like I go on these classic rock kicks frequently.
Well,
frequently.
Well, Well, I've sort of been getting more into it because I showed you that one song the other day by, what was that group that I...
Wolf Mother?
Yeah.
Was that the one that you had liked?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it has more of a classic rock feel to it.
Mm-hmm. Hair metal type dealio.
Sure. Hair metal was great. The 80s were great. But AC/DC, they were way before all that started.
Are they not considered hair metal?
No.
What are they considered?
They're hard rock.
Hard rock?
Yeah.
Okay, so then they're hard rock.
Yeah. They don't even go into the category of metal, but some of these categories have switched over the years, and it's like you have genres, you have sub-genres.
Because metal now, compared to metal then, sounds completely different.
It is totally different. Well, and then it was one of those, you came out with alt metal, then you had new metal, the NU metal.
We love new metal.
Yeah, there's a lot of new metal groups that are quite good.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but AC/DC, they are in a category all of their own, always will be. Angus Young doing his little duck walk across the stage. I got to see them in concert about 3 times. And
I bet that was cool as fuck.
God, I loved it. Everybody. And this was, back in the day, you didn't have, very rarely did you have any fights or anything like that. It was just everybody enjoying the music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there were substances that were rather free, not free, but nobody cared.
Yeah.
As long as somebody came in and they were just, minding their own business and, enjoying the music. Nobody cared if somebody was stoned. Nobody cared if somebody was drunk.
No.
So, good times. But I thought that was pretty cool for him to have had a ghost sighting. And I will say...
I think that was cool, too.
That the Australians, they would have absolutely no problem with how we speak, because that's how they speak also.
They speak so much worse. It's just... normal.
We have some salty language. We have some sentence enhancers. But it's not horrible. Usually. I try to keep it toned down somewhat.
Someone released the leak of that episode where SpongeBob and Patrick cuss.
Right.
But it's without the thingy.
The squeaky noise.
Yeah, they actually... I think it was the dolphin or whatever.
Yeah.
They actually did cuss.
Well, it's interesting.
Because it was easier for them.
Because I can understand that. This is another one of those things that people get all up in arms about. Well, you said a bad word. Okay, who said it was a bad word? How did it become determined?
Person said it was a bad word.
Right.
Just because that one person said that they didn't like it.
Right.
So
all this stuff is myth and conjecture and assumption, and I refuse to play that game. I really do.
Love that.
Yeah. And everybody's going back old school. Okay, let's go back old school.
Old school.
Reclaim the language of our ancestors.
Yes.
So go out with some salty language and claim that it's like, this is my heritage, this is my right. And it is. Okay. I mean, if you've got some people that are older people that it's going to cause shock and controversy and stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, it depends on the older people. If it's one that I'm not particularly fond of, I'll do it more.
Exactly.
Because I am like that.
Yeah.
Let's shock them a little more. If it's not, then I will try to, I'll be respectful. Yeah.
Love it.
So, lots of things. If you've got flat feet, God love you. We love you. We understand. Hopefully you're an AC. If you're not familiar with AC/DC, maybe you're one of the younger viewers / listeners, put you on some AC/DC. Yeah. Listen to High Voltage. Mm-hmm. That one's awesome. They did the soundtrack to one of our I don't know if you want to call it a guilty pleasure movie about the trucks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think. I had it in my head. Who Made Who was the soundtrack to it? Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And
by Stephen King.
It was written by Stephen King. And now you talk about some language in that. It does have some language in it.
It's, to me, it's not bad.
Well,
to
it's
you
just one of those,
and the older generations, it's bad.
It had some even rough from my version, but now the soundtrack is good. I mean, it's like Meteorite and all the electronics try to kill the humans. What's not to love about that?
Yeah, exactly.
It had Emilio Estevez. I wonder what happened to him.
He died.
Did he die? He
don't
may
know.
have died. I don't know. But it is an awesome movie. The characters in there, there's some of them. That's one thing about King stuff. When it's a character that is to be hated, he does them well. That one chick that was screaming the whole time. God.
I wanted to just
throat punch.
Just leave her there.
He had to lift her someplace in a ditch too.
Yeah.
And that boy that married her, what was he thinking? Yeah. And then you had
she had to beat down with that voice.
It is a good movie.
He was going deaf, so he could barely hear her most of the time. That's why.
It's a good movie. It's one that every now and then we're like, let's watch Maximum Overdrive. And you can just crank it soundtrack up and just have fun.
Yeah. And it's a good soundtrack.
It is a good soundtrack. AC/DC has had lots of good albums.
Yes.
You Shook Me All Night Long is one of their most played. They've got a lot of other ones that don't get a lot of airplay that are quite good. Jailbreak. That's one of my favorites. It truly is.
The Frog.
The Frog is one of our cats. It's a matter of singing AC/DC to her.
Yeah.
Truly. So we haven't called one Highway to Hell yet. That'll be on the next group that comes to us.
We can just name one Hal. Satan.
No, I don't. I've heard of other people naming animals Satan, but it's like, nah, I'd rather
There's
not
one
on that.
that I watched that she has a bird and it's an evil bird because it was a rescue bird, but she named it Satan because it's mean. And it has but she started to give it this like water bottle. So of the mornings he will attack that and get all of his anger out, and that's all he needs. He needs to get out his anger with a water bottle.
He needs just to, be roasted over a fire, a little bit of barbecue sauce.
There's not enough meat. There's not enough meat on that thing. That's a waste of time.
And just be like an
That's
hors
not even a
d'oeuvre.
snack.
Hors d'oeuvre for a cat.
That's not even a chicken nugget.
I don't know if she rescued it, take it back. Take it back and go, no, I understand why somebody else gave this animal away.
She knew it was mean. She knew it had behavioral issues, and she still it plucks its own feathers out.
So the bird is psychotic?
Yeah, just
little
a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Neurotic as fuck.
Oh, that has something. Because we do random. Now remember this, folks. They're having a shortage on Stratera.
Yeah.
So you get to see it's like full form.
But you got interested.
ADHD.
You got interested.
I did. It's because it's that, look, squirrel.
Yeah. Little Satan verb.
Oh my God. If you've had experiences with paranormal, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, if you're an AC/DC fan, send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. Know that you're loved.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment. And most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all, and have a good.
We'll see you on the next cup.
Yes.
Rock on! Bye.